Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 6, Week 3. The essential question is, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. How are living things adapted to the environment? Okay, let me see if I can get to it. How are living things adapted to their environment? Alright, sorry for the little glitching there. Alright, there we go. Please bear with me as I go through this today with the technological things. It's the first time I've been doing this, and I apologize if you hear any background noise. I am doing this in the comfort of my home, as are you. Alright, so creature comforts. Every living thing, including human beings, has developed ways to live in its environment. Take me, for example. I'm an Australian lizard called a thorny devil. My thorns protect me from predators. Also, I can duck my head, and up pops a false head at the back of my neck. So you look right there, it looks like that's the false head at the back of the neck. I have another adaptation so I can get water from wherever it touches my body. Grooves on my body move water up into my mouth. So that's a thorny devil right there. Let me see if I can zoom out so you can get a better look at it. All right, there's thorns all around. If water touches any part of its body, it can move the water up to so the water can drip down to its mouth, and it can pop its head back, revealing a false head, so it doesn't get its head bit off. All right, so we're going to learn about how living things adapt to their environment. Let's go ahead and let's go over the vocabulary. The first word is adaptation. Say it with me. Adaptation. Adaptation. Say it with me. Adaptation. Now, an adaptation is when creatures or things adapt to their environment or change according to their environment. So, for example, changing colors is an adaptation some lizards have made to their environment. So there are different changes that they do so they can better survive the place that they live in. Okay? So one other example are different birds have different beaks according to what they hunt. If they have longer beaks, that means that they've adapted to going and getting creatures in the ground to eat. If they have like hooked beaks, well, that's an adaptation, so that way they can easily get fruit off of trees. All right, so an adaptation is a change that something makes so that they can better live in their environment. So the question they give you is, how is fur an example of an adaptation? Think about that for a second. How is fur an example of adaptation? Well, if a creature is living in a cold environment, fur will help them keep warm, so it will help them better survive that cold environment. All right, next word is agile. Okay, agile. Kim was such an agile gymnast, she could do a backbend on a balance beam. What do you think that means? Agile. Or agile. Either one. Agile. Well, basically it means they're flexible, they're able to move fluidly and in a fast way. So if I look it up, define agile. Able to move quickly and easily. All right? Why should athletes be agile or agile? Well, if you think about it, different sports require you to act fast, react fast, move quickly, and move easily. All right. Next word is cash. Okay? That's how you say it, cash. All right? And we can define that if you want. It says how to say it right here. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Cash.
See, I wasn't lying. Now, cash is, well, let's go back to the definition. A collection of items of the same type stored in a hidden or inaccessible place. So when you cache something, you're keeping something hidden or in place. My parents cached jewelry and other treasures in an old wooden chest. So they're hiding it. They're putting it somewhere where they know it's going to be. Okay? So like right now, I know we have a lot of things going on in the world. Some people are caching valuable items like toilet paper. They're keeping it hidden, or they're keeping it somewhere where they know it's going to be. All right. The next word, I'm going to move down a little bit. The next word is dormant. All right, can you see that okay? Dormant. Dormant is something that is asleep or it's not active. All right? So like for an animal, having normal physical function suspended or slowed down for a period of time in or as if in a sleep. Kind of like hibernation, okay? So they're not active. All right. Now, volcanoes can also be dormant. The guide explained that the volcano was dormant, so we felt safe standing near it, meaning it's not going to explode. Liquid hot magma is not shooting out of it anytime soon. The next word is forage. Say it with me. Forage. The sentence says, when winter comes, elk, deer, and other animals often have to forage for food. So when you forage for food, that means that you're looking for it, really. That's really what forage means. Okay, now if you look it up, search wildly for food or provisions. So you're looking or searching for food. Why is it hard to forage for food during the winter? Think about that question. Why do you think it's hard to forage for food in the winter? Well, wintertime, there's not a lot of plants living, right, because of the cold. They usually are not alive at that time, or they're hidden under the snow. And a lot of animals are dormant, or they're hibernating during that time. So it's harder to look for food. All right, the next word is frigid. Say it with me, frigid. Now, something that's frigid is something that's very, very cold. Think of refrigerator when you think of frigid, okay? I can show you frigid, very cold in temperature. There you go. We drink a hot beverage to warm up after being outside on that frigid day. So they asked the question, do you usually wear shorts in frigid weather? Of course not, because frigid is very cold. You would freeze if you wore shorts in frigid weather, or you're just plain out loco. Just kidding. All right, the next word is hibernate. Say it with me. Hibernate. Now, hibernate, spend the winter in a dormant state. So when you think of hibernate, it's the same as like dormant. They're not active, okay? Some animals, such as the dormouse, there it is right there, cute little dormouse, hibernate in some way during the winter, okay? So they're not active. They're in a sleep. That way they don't use a lot of energy. Bears also hibernate. They'll eat a lot of food, and then they'll go hide off in a cave somewhere for the winter time, and they'll be sleeping most of that time, if not all that time, until the spring comes and they can go out and hunt for food again. So they get really, really fat. They store up their food supply in their bodies and their fat, and they just basically sleep. They remain inactive during that time. And the last word is insulates. Say it with me. Insulates. To insulate is to keep heat trapped inside something so it stays warm. Okay? Protect something by putting material in, prevents the loss of heat or intrusion of sound. So you can also insulate a room to keep it soundproof. Okay? But it's usually, you think of like your lunch bag or your a thermos, right? There's a thick layer in that, or even a jacket. There's a thick layer to keep your body heat trapped in your body so it doesn't go out. So that way you stay warm. My coat insulates my body against the cold. Okay? All right, that's the vocabulary today, and that was the essential question. In the next video, I'm going to read the story, and then the last video, I'm going to go over the different parts that come after the story. All right? Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.